copies of those deeds and none of them were signed.
No, they're not.
So, are we
We got
gonna?
to approve them, but it's not.
Oh, but y'all the one's supposed to sign it, somebody
Yeah,
is.
we've got one.
Did you get the email with the picture of each property? Yeah, it's not map. That's good. The what? Have some look.
Young County Commissioners Court will now come to order. Setting in a called meeting this Thursday, June the 10th, 2021. It's 9:33 a.m. I'd like to note that this meeting was posted in the manner and for the time required, and that with the exception of Commissioner Pruitt and all rest of the members of the board are present. For your information, we're live on YouTube, streaming live in this meeting. Call-in number is 940-221-2107. Anyone attending the meeting virtually would like to call in and make any comment if they might, any item that's on the agenda today. And if you would, please stand if it's convenient. Invitation, please go out there. Our Father in heaven, we thank you for this day and for all the many blessings you bring to us. We're grateful for this country, for this state, for this county, for all the communities herein. We ask your blessings upon this meeting and our service to our citizens, and that the decisions that we make with regard to this meeting be in their best interest and be according to your will. And we ask these things in the name of Christ our Savior. Amen. Would please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Three public comments, announcements, presentations. Food truck event, great success, I suppose. Understand. I did make a pass by here, one side and then the other, about noon time, and it was plenty thick. Congratulations to the winners, champions of the food truck event. Other than that, COVID numbers, the last number I know as far as active positive, 4, all 4 of those being residents of Young County. Does anybody else have anything they need to make note of on the public announcements? Anybody in our attendance here who can make any comment or make the court aware of anything? If not, then item number 4, we consider county clerk minutes of the previous meeting. That will be May 24th, 2021. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections that need to be made?
already told her that one. With those, maybe accepted that they are. I've already made those of them to her, so I said, yeah. I moved if we accept with the changes made.
I second. What Tracy did.
Okay. Item number 11.
11.
20,204, leave that zero right there.
Okay, then entertain a motion to approve this corrective.
Mr. Wiley?
Wiley
Second.
and Mr. Rogers.
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
4-0. Item number 5 is consider auditor's budget amendments, vouchers payable.
I do have vouchers today, a total of $139,748.28. And one reason it's so much this time, we made a payment on 318 Tahoes for the Sheriff's Department. That was $30,816. Precinct 2 had a 2019 cap payment of $17,987. We paid the TAC workers' comp quarterly, that's $11,330. And Young Central Appraisal, $56,110.25. Those are pretty big items in there that we didn't so much.
Is that the last quarter?
This would, no, we have one more.
One more quarter.
And we did, you know, whenever we did the budget, we didn't put nothing there because I checked it, because we didn't know exactly what we're gonna need, but we kind of estimated there was enough to cover it.
Good, good.
And the general is $120,341.59.
So moved, from the voucher.
second.
Mr. Wiley on the motion.
Yes, sir.
Second, President. All in favor? 4-0.
Also, I have a travel advance, and Doug's here to talk to y'all. Normally, in his travel, we don't put much money anyway, had $250 in there. And since they didn't get to travel last year, there's a 4-night training at Padre that he wants to go to for the veteran training. And with what money he has in there and some other money I could move around, I would need $1,000 more in his education line. Pardon me?
Who's that?
That's for the veteran, Doug, and he's here if you have any questions for him on it.
Yeah, we usually don't approve to go to Padre until January.
I'm sorry, sir?
We usually don't let people go to Padre until January.
Well, you know, considering what last year was like, you know, we figured we just kind of jump it up a little bit and avoid the rush, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody else is gonna be down there later.
Not spring break.
Exactly, exactly. With COVID last year, we were not able to do any in-place training. In over a year and a half, we haven't had any training. And this is a catch-up
if you will. It will certify us for the year. It will continue my accreditation with the Texas Veterans Commission, and it will set us up for next year. Next year, we'll be able to put into the budget an amount for travel, for education, that we did not need this year. So it's 3.5 days of training, 4 nights down to Padre and back. And it is face-to-face, which is an excellent opportunity to not only visit with the presenters, but also interact with my other VCOs in the North Texas region. Because we talk to each other, we help each other, and this allows us for staying on top of what's going on with our veterans.
Doug, I think you did go through some certifications earlier, a year or so ago, didn't you, that put you at another level?
I did. That is the accreditation level I'm talking about, sir. That accreditation level increases it, and I'm able to interact more directly with the VA than previously. So it makes it more efficient for the veteran. It makes it less worrisome for the veteran. It allows us to get our claims in quicker. It allows them a quicker turnaround. Even with COVID, as slow as COVID's been as slow as molasses in January, okay? But this still allows us an opportunity to put it before them quicker.
You can take it out of contingency.
If I could move 1,000 out of contingency, the total was 1,309.01, and he had a little bit in the budget that I could move around, but about $1,000. And I'd wait till, go ahead and pay it out, just to make sure that's what we're short.
How much can motion, money out of contingency to $1,000 to move into his travel budget?
So,
From contingency to this, right?
To his travel,
To his
his
travel.
training, yes.
Yes.
Roger, second.
And there wasn't any charge for registration, was there?
No, sir. No,
So
ma'am.
that,
No.
that's good, that the registration was free.
And we also got a knockdown rate of about 30% on the rooms.
I keep that.
Yeah, the rooms were cheap, with tax and everything, about $125, so. It's in, August.
1,000
Yes, sir.
from contingency to VSO travel line.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Go on.
Now I'll say thank you.
Also, I have an invoice, it's for a credit card machine for the district clerk. I don't know if she's been using credit card, this is just a new machine, but it's $365. And she asked if it could be paid out of the county and district clerk tech fund.
A lot of money in there.
Yes, there's quite a bit of money in there.
I don't see a reason why we won't do that. Could use it for something. And it's also for,
Yeah,
is she gonna do the 4% or 3%?
I don't know if this will or not, because she got a credit card machine from a company that NetData uses, so I'm not sure that we get any.
Okay.
Pay down.
County and district.
Technology.
Technology, but. Technicon.
How much?
$365.
That's a month per year.
That's buying the machine.
Just buying the machine. One time thing.
One time thing.
No, one please.
No, I don't think so. And then that way, I guess whoever the company is that uses probably charges.
4% or 3%.
Charge people to use it.
Charge.
Yeah. Yeah, I make a motion.
That's all, folks.
Second. $369 come from the,
365.
365.
365.
County district tech fund.
I'll give you copies, Shirley, too, about that.
technology fund. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 7, discuss property tax resale deed, sale to trust by the city of Almy and respective taxing districts to sell at, above, or below property appraisal or judgment value. There's a list of parcels here. I believe all within the city of Almy. Similar circumstance to what we did in the city of Graham earlier this year. They have money in hand. The attorneys for the city, I don't think they're all part of the grant. We would not call them, but similar things.
And the city of Albany has that new service, that contract, you know, to sell these vacant lots, you know, tax rolls, foreclosures, and I think they're doing a pretty good job of seeing this amount. I'm gonna make the motion to approve all these, a lot of them are vacant lots, to get them back on tax rolls.
They're buyers for every one of them. I think buyers have submitted their money already. So the tax firm or the firm they're using has their name. Awaiting approval for all tax entities if they do. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't.
I'll second.
Robert. Molly. Ruben. Approve the sale of all the listed parcels. Do like an execution on the western line. I'll get that back to the parties. Necessary. They will be transferred. All in favor? Aye. Four oh.
I don't think we burned that. I don't think we burned that.
2 weeks from now, that will change.
Yeah, we'll be in 10-minute delay here.
Do number 9,
Excuse me.
do number 10, 9. No, you won't do number 9?
You want to do number 9?
Burn restrictions. I don't think we won't
I
do
don't
that.
think no.
Wait a minute. Keep the phone with me.
Think no action.
No action.
Let's obsessed for about 8 or 9 minutes. 10 minutes.
All right.
It's right there on the street, except right there, we put the garage, that's the
Just, yeah.
turn down
It's my favorite, she's trying.
No, what we do is get that, we call it her.
I don't get no feathers or wings.
So we're gonna go for the, how are you?
Doing all right? Grandkids will be growing up that fast.
Look at that whole thing.
School written all over.
Yeah, we're doing good. How about you?
She knows, she has to. She knows. We work with them.
Catch up.
She said that she has very.
No. I had over 9
Oh, no,
houses.
she is a mess. She was,
Last
she was
3
number
rounds.
11.
We got 3, we got 4, and we had another 2.5.
Oh, it just happened.
Getting rolling, getting
But I
rolling.
got a bonus.
Getting dry.
Yes,
Yes,
she had,
trying to get some
maybe we'll
stuff
check
done.
out Mary, our oldest grandson, so his, huh? He doesn't have anything to but she's our granddaughter-in-law, so they just. I'm supposed to know that, so I don't know. I said, I'm just so glad you're going, and I'm going to be ready to see you later. And the grandma, I said, oh, that would be great.
They're right. It's a sunflower patch now, isn't it?
Oh,
That's all. Yeah, I know that's true. Good, George.
She's doing good. Yeah.
We got 30 years. Didn't make it.
We were weather.
I tend to stay at the house on Thursdays. The rest of the I do. Like Steel wires. I know Mississippi, that's not good. Stadium. But, you know, as it gets hotter, I don't know if they'll do much here. 'Cause, you know, when you wake up, it's 80 degrees.
That's horrible. And then the kids aren't gonna have their little, you know, for their video. Oh, yeah. And
That's one of Yeah, it's usually shooting railroad, right in behind me, come on, Social Security. Hey, we just had, literally the other day, we had Dr. Manning, hip replacement, he showed hip replacement. They did a knee last time he came in, they just makes you think, you know, maybe I do need, as long as you take care of my knees and hips, because, you know, just watching them do that, realize, drill them out, then they hammer things into the knees, it's a lot easier for those guys. He showed 3 different times, they clutch drill them. And they're like, well, what do you do with your leg while all that's going on? And he's got 3 helpers that are dragging your leg.
Let's drop you along.
Little bitty.
Yeah.
I've seen that road.
You know, you just can't leave your body, accept that kind of material. Because they showed us titanium stuff, it goes in right in the balls, and then they put it in one thing. It's light, to try to keep that. Right? But they didn't do it.
A lot of folks, war veterans, and other people, and whatnot, let them go ahead and bullets flying.
Yeah, they got bullets.
No relaying.
Yeah. They'll be there till the end. They'll all be there. Did y'all play the They don't pick up.
Oh, there was, I don't know.
You should check with it's a feeling.
There's one of those knees stained witness for weed. Stained witness for weed. They're going to camp. This will be camping 2 weeks. They can't they go camping every day. Take the kids to the right there. They have documentation. Insurance. So, I mean, if you got some parents that just jot down, oh, 98, 97, you know, here.
I noticed that one on the left, but is there another?
Yeah, I'm 10 minutes. Yeah.
Somebody said you go down to this
Jim Bob, man, this is young.
So you're not doing like,
So you have go to.
Either way, you got
Oh, so that would make sense, you want that one. I think it's
maybe it's grown, maybe they are.
maybe.
I know there's energy development in other states. Texas has really control of energy. Like, I think it's
This is over on in all cases, I guess one of them could get started. Like, I know our.
and he just, I guess, we're going down. And that, the drive
I wish it was over. I'm not informed enough yet.
We made it halfway.
Like to do that? Y'all just get past that theory that this whole world will be bad.
Oh, yes, yes.
So that you're the. The INR.
Well, you know, everything she says is fine, Jack.
Yeah, that's right.
She probably is. Even all those grandkids come.
I bet you miss us going up down that road.
Yes, ma'am.
Especially if Mark Allen.
Or it's super tired, right?
Oh, my God. Okay. Oh, well.
Yeah, it's always worked out.
He told us last week Travis was going to sit there and just
That was the last one, I came 3 years. One of those, like, well, you're not, I got married, but you're not.
Winter usually drives
Let's bring Randy back forward, please.
No, because boys will sit there.
Young County Commissioners Court, back in session. It is 10:04 a.m. on Monday, on Thursday, the 10th day of June, 2021. We have reached item number 6, style as a public hearing to begin at 10 a.m. Young County Commissioners Court, prior to this date, acted upon a reinvestment zone number 1, and we approved that on April 26th of 2021 in a meeting subsequent to a public hearing similar to this. This particular meeting, there has been some developments since the 26th that have caused parties to be interested in being involved in that, which would require us to establish a secondary zone, I guess if you would say, if we do that. This public hearing is to receive any comments for or against such purposes as establishing an additional enterprise reinvestment zone, what it's styled as, what its name would be. Young Wind LLC reinvestment zone number 2, I believe. We've got Ben Sims here and Tasha, is that right? With Apex Energy, our counsel indicated he could not make it to this meeting, Bob Bass, so we're going to have Bob here to get his information about this. I'm going to ask Ben if he would speak a little bit about what's happening and what's going on with Ben.
Yes, thank you, Judge. Well, yeah, I'll share an update, and I'll present these 2 maps, which detail the black boundary combine this new zone, but they are also broken down for the Graham ISD district and Newcastle ISD district, which overlap with the hospital districts, all encompassed within reinvestment zone number 2. Since April 26th, we received more interest, or more accurately, I could say, that since we originally posted that first reinvestment zone, we had a number of over 10 landowners join the project. I came to Mr. Bass a few weeks ago and said, we we have new landowners, we'd like to reapproach the county for a second zone. And I sent him the list of the parcels, and he said, well, it has to be a contiguous group, or else we have to do separate zones. So what he proposed, which the county is allowed to do, is to just do one zone that encompasses the original one and additional acreage. He also pointed out some holes in that. He said, well, what about, it looks like a donut, what about that parcel in the middle that's not included? I said, well, we've been reaching out to that landowner, we have not gotten a response. He said, well, you might as well include it in case they come around and say, I don't want to be, surrounded by this development and not have a chance to participate. So in that case, we did include a few parcels that are not under a lease agreement with our company, but we are open to giving them that opportunity and certainly interested in meeting with them. That's basically the full of it. You'll see that's on this map where the facilities are. There are some pieces of property that do not have facilities but are still included in the zone. In particular, I'll direct your attention to what looks like a panhandle here, which is the Vic Ranch, which is in the Bennett and Stovall family. A lot of that ranch, it's one big parcel, it's about a 2,300 acre parcel, so we actually do plan to use some of the most western portion of that parcel, probably about 80 acres or so, but because of the way the law is structured, we included the whole 2,300 acre parcel in the zone, because you can't only include the western 80 acres in the zone. So that does somewhat inflate the full value. It doesn't inflate the value, but it misrepresents exactly how much acreage is going to be receiving the facilities. So that might have been a question that I wanted to preempt. But we do need it in the zone that we are asking for today. I don't wish to take up too much more of the county's time. Last time we had a really productive conversation in favor of and opposed for. And we didn't come with as many votes today because you heard from them last time, and this is supported by dozens of participants in the project and landowners in Young County.
What turbine is this going to add?
This is going to add approximately 40 more turbines, but the total turbine count should be around 213.
Okay. My understanding is that just over 5,000 acres additional in this proposed investment plan. And Apex, in their initial footprint, it was proposed to build 500 megawatts.
This is to scale the project.
This additional would increase that possibly to 600 or as high as 600.
Correct. 600 is the highest. That is where we're going with. That is what is shown on these maps. Frankly, there's room on the transmission lines, and there was enough landowner interest that we wanted to make sure folks had a chance to get a piece of the action as well. I think I will add one more point, which is that today we're here for the zone. If you take action to approve of this zone, we would like to come back on the 28th of the month to have this zone amended and added to the existing agreement.
That's on the item. Let me finish that item.
Yes, sir.
We're receiving the comments, pro or con, either on this, and we will take action after this hearing to set these questions or these considerations on the 28th day, I believe it is. We'll have another similar event to this right here. With anybody that wishes to say anything to speak to the item could. But we would consider the application of Young Wind LLC for the designation of a certain area in Young County, Texas as reinvestment zone for tax abatement purposes, to establish June 28th as the date for consideration of the application to amend the previously approved tax abatement agreement, and to schedule the 28th of June 2021 for consideration and possible action regarding a road use agreement between Young County and Young Wind LLC. So those are the three items that we would consider on the 28th. this public hearing today, our intent is to establish the 28th as our next public hearing to consider these questions. Is that correct?
That is correct. And I would certainly expect the county's attorney, Mr. Bass, to be there on that date as he can present what was in that road use agreement.
Is there any member of the public out there that wish to make any statement or make any comments with regard to this additional reinvestment zone or the project in general? I think that probably 60% of it or something like that would be within Newcastle Independent School District and 40% or something like that.
It's a little bit closer to 68% in Newcastle and 32% in ISD.
Yeah, the Graham is the, I don't know, the other hospitals.
Yes,
involved.
so the hospitals have an opportunity to also be involved in a similar agreement to what the county did. I've met with Mr. Hoffman only. We've not had a meeting with Graham Hospital yet, partly because we quickly realized that we were coming for a second investment zone. And out of respect for their time, we wanted to wait until this was possibly approved before sitting down and looking at getting new numbers in place.
Any member out there in the public wish to make any comment regarding this? Any member report? No? Speak now. I don't see any reason then to continue the public hearing.
Thank you.
Any objection to closing the public hearing? We'll make a note that we've received no comments one way or the other from our public out there. So I would entertain a motion to consider Young LLC's application on the designation of certain areas of Young County as reinvestment zone number 2, and for that to be considered on the 28th day of June at 10 o'clock a.m. in the morning, where we will have another public hearing similar to this. Subsequent to that, if we have, whether we have comments or we don't have comments, we will consider that question. And we will consider establishing an application or amending an application previously approved for tax abatement to include the portion that will be created in Young reinvestment zone number 2. Young Wind LLC, reinvestment zone number 2 for tax abatement purposes and for the consideration of road use agreement between Young County and Young County Wind LLC. I'll second that. Roy, on the motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Crystal on the second. This will be an item on June 28th, Monday, June 28th, at 10 o'clock a.m. We'll invite anybody back from the public that wishes to make comments, pro or con, against or for, or in any other instance of supporting or not supporting this project in this reinvestment zone. Not make one comment too, in the increase in the total build out, there'll also be an increase in the minimum build out. Some degree or another, we disclosed, I guess, at that time. Is that correct?
I've not discussed it with Mr. Bass, but it would be agreeable
All in favor?
Aye.
4-0. Make a note, Commissioner Pruitt is absent. I hope he's doing all right, by the way, and I haven't talked to him since he had his knee surgery.
He's doing.
I think Sheriff, he can take that forward.
It's right, I mean, he's doing okay.
I think I heard tell that he said it wasn't very comfortable.
Right, that's what I hear.
Is there any other matter of report tonight? Does anybody need to bring to the future? Not, we'll entertain the motion to adjourn, I think. Roger, do you close the vote? Adjourn?
I'll get some money.
Rest of us, you make that second? Sure. All in favor? We're adjourned.
Absolutely, I do. You've been always
Oh, yeah. Well, how are you?